So switching gears here. There's been rumors about that Zion Williamson is reportedly very unhappy in New Orleans. He has missed a ton of time due to his knee injuries. He's had, I believe he's supposed to go back in for another knee procedure. So there's been reports coming out that he may look to either request a trade from the Pelicans or he may not sign an extension with them. So hearing with this, what do you guys think? Do you think that it's right for Zion to axe out of New Orleans so soon, or should he just, first about getting ready to get back on the court and then, uplifting his values? Or do you think, should he request a trade so soon for a superstar of his caliber? Who wants to go first?
Why don't you let Gabe go?
Go ahead, Gabe.
Yeah, I was gonna say, honestly, shouldn't he focus on his recovery? I mean, and then worry about who's gonna feed him, because like if you're not recovering, how are you gonna eat?
Well, he's not having a problem eating.
That is true, but he does definitely need to consider that before he starts asking other teams to take him home.
That's one thing he's doing really well. That's all-star level right there, is eating.
Yeah.
But go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I mean, all I gotta say is who? Greg Odom? Who? Greg Odom? Is that what we talking about? Like, come on, man. Who cares what this broken down need having dude is trying to do right now? Get back on the court, prove your worth. Like, come on, man. Or else be Greg Odom. Crying to old ladies on the street about how you can't play no more because your knees ain't no good. Like, what? I don't want to talk about this. Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I don't want to talk about this guy, man.
Okay. Well, can I just get my 2 cents in regardless, and then
yeah, no, you absolutely. I'm hanging on every word.
No, well, when he was drafted, they said that weight could be a problem with his frame if he's not careful. And they said that. And then he. Anybody can ask out, but I mean, that doesn't mean you give him his wish. You know what I mean? It's like, the problem I have is like what Gabe alluded to. You need to get on the court and you need to get back in shape, get healthy, play, and show people that you. Well, for the
back in shape.
For the 10 games or so where he was explosive, he was in shape at least enough to do well, and that, But listen, he has to recover, get healthy, and play, because just because you can force your way out, but is that going to affect your conditioning, your health, your diet? I don't think I mean, there are certain injuries that are related to. There are certain injuries that are related to weight, and a lot of that has to do with ankles and knees. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you're going up, you got to come down, and you're coming down on those ankles and those knees, over and over again. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. When your game is power and explosion, then you have to stay in shape. You got to be in shape, and you got to take care of your ankles and your knees. And somewhere it went wrong. But forcing his way out, he's not where, there's all like this, we're talking about upside, provided he's healthy. And I don't think that's enough to go, forcing your way on to another team.
Now, I know
I know you picked this topic because you knew we were going to drag this dude, man. I know it because. Mr. Innocent over there.
What? Why would I do that? Listen, it was all over ESPN, Fox Sports and all that type of stuff. So I'm like, hey, let's talk about it. I mean, you got to talk about Zion instead of the Nets all the time and the Knicks. What
did Gabriel say?
Like I said, Shaq said that Zion lose weight. That's all that needs to be said right there. Shaq said that.
Yeah. But anyway. Gabe,
Barkley said it too
tonight, man. I'm sorry.
He's gonna drop a bomb on you. But how do you guys feel about the LeBron James right now?
What about him?
Oh man, I broke out. Hello?
Yeah,
you got me?
Sorry
about that, guys. Listen, how do you feel about LeBron James is currently #1 in fan votes for 2020 All-Star game? I feel like that right there is just like a crown on top of his head, on top of all his success. It's just like to be voted #1. That's amazing.
Well, I could tell you friends with Werls. I could tell. I could tell.
Oh boy, did he pay you now? He's gonna pay you later.
Oh God.
You probably texted him saying, "Say this."
It is about LeBron.
I'm sorry, man. Listen, I'm a LeBron fan. Listen, the guy is, how old is he? He's crushing
We
it.
couldn't guess.
37.
37. Yep.
Listen,
I got no.
listen, the man is king. That's it.
Woo. This is deja vu all over again. But well, you know, we don't want to get too far off stray off topic, but yeah, I never, you know, I'll never doubt greatness. I mean, yeah, he's doing as every year we come up with a reason why he is great. You know, now it's great because he's still doing what he's doing at his age. You know, so there's always something.
Yeah.
And you know, he's doing. Yeah, it's great. You know, listen, he takes care of himself. He's never been involved in any kind of scandal. Yeah. You know, he's never been. You know, he's at least none that we've heard of. I don't know, but I mean, no. The point is that he's been the NBA ambassador for a long time, and he's doing fine. You know, so I hats off to him always. You know. But I just the GOAT conversation, I think, is really not. It does not. I don't think you can have the greatest one player of all time. I just don't think it changes. There's different reasons for speaking that to different people, different players. It's generational. It's over. I mean, you know, there's always a different. Everyone has different criteria as far as what they consider as a GOAT. You know what I mean? Is it the number of championships? Is it the number of points scored averaged over a season? Is it enough? You know what I mean? There's so many different ways to go about it.
But you see, I don't want to get too off topic too, but I don't like that comparison with just championships, because if that's the thing, is Bill Russell the greatest of all time? He has 11. And I've never seen Bill Russell play. I mean, maybe Kaine has, you know, maybe you have, Kyle. I don't know.
Anybody can see him and see him play if you just look at film. That's not the point.
Yeah, but I mean, we're not gonna watch a full. Yeah, but I don't think
there's
full.
You don't have to.
You don't see. Hold on. See, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing because I feel like what he's doing, right, is taking a shot at us because of age and saying we have a different criteria for judging the GOAT based on that. And I wasn't gonna say nothing because, like, I always loved LeBron. My only issue was that when someone said that LeBron was better than Michael Jordan, that's where I have an issue. You know what I mean?
I think that same someone said he was better than Kobe too, but I digress.
Oh, yeah, we're not gonna see it, you know.
But
I just can't.
A lot of people think LeBron is better than Kobe.
That's where I lose it. You know what I mean? I don't care if I'm 100 years old. It doesn't make a difference.
I think what we're getting at here is knowing history. That's what it's all about. You know what I mean? I wasn't. You don't have to be alive to have seen a certain president in office to know that he was president, right? So you know what stats are. You know what history is. That's really what it comes down to. You don't have to see these things happen in real time to know what the value is. Yeah. So, but yeah, we've gone into the weeds now.
Gone. Yeah. I mean, I'll say this last point, and then we'll talk about design. So, like I said, we can't compare different eras because it's like, well, what if, a lot of people say, well, what if they played in the 80s and 90s where the games were more physical? But back then, the 80s and 90s, they weren't as athletic as they are right now. So they have lasted athletically? Like, they're playing back-to-back games. Everyone's jumping 30, 40 inches off the ground. So it's just comparing the eras. I don't like that. You can't put LeBron James in 1990 and have him against Michael Jordan. You can't put Michael Jordan in 1990 and have him against, LeBron in 2010. That's just... It's unrealistic.
I agree. But that's the tendency that people have.
My argument is that Kobe was a better player than
we
got him.
Here we go. Take a sip.
I
mean, you know what? We will save that.
Against each other.
We will save that for the next episode. We will have a Kobe, LeBron, MJ debate just for Kaine, without a doubt.
Fair enough.
But yeah, my sense on the Zion whole thing, I pretty much echo what you guys Kyle said. I mean, listen, we all know the NBA is a business. The teams, organizations are going to do what they feel is the best interest of them. They trade players left and right. So I have no problem, no issue when players want out. But it's just, it is way too soon for Zion to be demanding out because, dude, you are the face of a franchise. You don't have enough cachet to demand a trade. We haven't seen you play even a full season. You played 62 games and you missed 117 last time I checked. So you have not been on the court, number one. You don't have anything in your resume to show that you should be demanding for a trade. What do you have to show? Well, you had one good year out of three. One good year out of three. And then all of a sudden you're like, well, get me out of New Orleans. I mean, I made an all-star. I'm up there with LeBron and Kate. No, you're not. You're not Durant. You're not LeBron. You're not Ja. Ja's way better than if Ja demanded a trade from Memphis, I would understand because Ja has a resume. You know, he has shown up and he's available to play. But I just don't see Zion thinks that he is up in the he's a caliber player like those franchise guys. So, and like I said, you know, if you want out, cool, but build your resume first, build up your value. So when you do decide to demand out, it's like, okay, this is what we're getting because you don't know what you're going to get with Zion. He can't stay healthy. He has messed up knees. You are not supposed to have 3 knee surgeries by the time you're 21. That's a bad sign.
Not if you only got 2 knees. I mean,
yeah. So, I mean, you know, it's just, it's doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. But I mean, hey, listen, he needs to focus on getting back in shape, getting his knees right. And, you know, damn well he's going to ask for that max contract extension because like, well, I had one good year, so I want 250 mil. Well, I'm not giving that to you, Zion. Get your fat ass in shape first. Then we'll talk. So,
yo,
that's all I got to say
mark
about
the
that.
date. Kyle, mark the date in time. I actually agree with Werls on something.
I think we all agree with each other. It's just like build your value first, get back on the court first, then you can demand.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Because you if you go to a team, they don't know what they're getting. You don't know what you're getting. So you know.
Well, you kind of do. 3 bad knees, you know.
3 bad knees.
Oh God.
Oh, 3 bad knees, once out of New Orleans.
3 bad knees and a bench player.
Okay, if you fit in just fine. Man.
I bet he keeps those seats warm real nice when he's cheering on sidelines. You see him more in street clothes than you do in basketball clothes.
Ooh.
Well, there you go. He's gonna be added to my
street clothes team.
All street clothes team. Yes, joining AD, Kyrie.
Who else?
Kyrie, right? You said. Yeah.
Who else is there?
It's AD.
Greg Oden
You said
the
Kyrie.
Original.
They
Greg
love
Oden
those.
is the
They
original.
love those street clothes, boy.
Yeah, Greg Oden is the original all street clothes player, man.
Yes.
Oh God!
So, now that
you
we're
guys know
technically,
why I'm so pissed about Greg Oden, by the way.
we'd love to know because he's come up a couple of times now. I think it's personal.
A little backstory. Okay, do you remember the year before we got the big 3 in Boston, the Celtics? So the year was 2007. Let me set the stage, right? And we were fighting for the number 1 draft pick, and we dropped down to number 2. So the number 1 draft pick that year was a guy named Kevin Durant, and he went to Oklahoma City. And I was like,
well, he went to Seattle Supersonics.
Seattle, yeah, of course. And then, it wound up in Oklahoma. You're right.
Yes.
And the Celtics won Greg Oden in that.
Yay.
Yeah. And of course, he wound up in Portland. But the fact being, you know what I mean? Like, we lost all our chips that year. So I had to sit the entire year and watch the guy that we were hoping was going to be our savior sit on a freaking bench in Portland his first year. And Werls, laughing up because that was the year of misery. That was the year we came in dead last in the NBA.
But that was Doc Rivers, right?
Won the championship the next year, which was gratifying. But Greg Oden is the symbol of all my hopes and dreams just being dashed. I'll never forget 2007. Damn him.
Well, but look how it turned out.
365 days later. No. I am still with an attitude about
Still
it.
bitter. Still bitter.